guys, what is going on? Happy Saturday afternoon to all of you. This is the Club of the Man 1993. I am here live for this week's episode of NXT, catching up on reviews since Survivor finale did put me back a little bit this week, and other things that came up towards the end of this week. Good stuff, of course, just other plans I had virtually with friends, but I'm still catching up. Of course, I have a lot to catch up on. Got NXT, got Smack. I want to watch the SmackDown highlights afterwards. We're reviewing that. I got this sucker in the mail yesterday, and definitely have two match cards I want to work on, and something else like non-YouTube related that I want to do as well. So I have my plate stacked pretty high, but I have a lot of things I like to do, outside of work. So let's roll with this review. What's up, Tyler? Thank you for joining me. I think I forgot to really think about what grade I wanted to give this show for NXT. It was a pretty good show. It wasn't too bad. We had a lot of things set up for the next official takeover that was announced on the show. That's one of the shows I will be making card predictions for sometime soon, along with Backlash. And of course, I'm hoping to maybe over the next couple days finish my Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire PC gameplay, as well as I'm going to be getting ready to do Order of the Phoenix. And of course, now I can do all the other games because I bought this sucker yesterday. Well, a couple days ago, but it came in the mail yesterday. Anyways, though, let's roll into the show and talk about it. So, the main story of tonight, besides the fact, this week's show, rather than the fact that we announced the next TakeOver special, was indeed Timothy Thatcher. The show starts off with a tag team match for the tag titles. It is Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher, who replace Pete Dunne, since Pete Dunne is not able to come to the United States right now. They took on the team of Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner, Imperium. Very high in Imperium, of course, as I keep saying, especially Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner. I've definitely been very high on them since they became a tag team in NXT UK. It was a pretty good back and forth physical match. In the entrance, though, and throughout the match, they obviously were starting to tease Thatcher, though, seeming to be a little annoyed by Matt Riddle, pretty much. He seemed like he was bothered by him all of a sudden. And I wasn't saying that he wasn't recently, but I didn't really see coming what happened. And I felt it happened a little bit abrupt. So, there's one spot in the match where, of course, they're trying to tag. I think Thatcher was trying to get into the match a few times. There was one point where, I think Riddle was trying to do some type of, like, a suplex or something like that on, like, Eichner or Barthel, whoever it was. And he accidentally bumps Timothy Thatcher and falls off. But then he flipped Barthel up onto him on the apron. And then they started arguing with each other. And then Thatcher goes, "I'm done with you." So then he left Riddle to fight 2-on-1 with the rest of Imperium. He was starting to come away good at the moment. It looked like he was going to be able to pull it off. But then he was able to caught up to him. And then with the European Bomb, we have new tag champions. Imperium, which of course Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner. Cool. This still just felt a little bit abrupt, though, I thought. Like, I love Barthel and Eichner, but to me, this felt just like a random tag title match that was just going to happen on Raw or SmackDown. Like the build, at least. The match was good, but the build, it was just like, they come out and attacked them last week, and they get a match for the tag titles, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. It just felt a little bit abrupt and random, because my thing is now is, who are they going to feud with now for the tag titles? You know what I'm saying? I was afraid they were going to go with that Ender Sheer tag team that Malcolm Bivens started up recently, which we haven't seen them for weeks. So I am hoping that means they're not going forward with that team. I'm sorry. I was not a fan of that team of Ender Sheer. I was not. So I would rather have it be Eichner and Barthel. But I would have rather had some type of a little bit more of a build to it, rather than them just out of the blue winning the tag titles, felt a bit odd. Also, because Walter's still the NXT UK Tag Team Champion. I mean, NXT UK Champion. I know that NXT UK is not really taping shows right now, but still, it's a little bit weird. I think if Imperium was more heavily focused in NXT, I would say cool, but I'm still a little bit thrown off by this. So it's sort of a little bit random, and I'm not sure what's next for the tag title division. Like, I'm not sure, who they'll face at Takeover, at the next Takeover that was announced, or they won't even defend the titles at all. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, though. But yeah. So Eichner and Barthel are now tag champions. About time, of course. Then afterwards, see Mackenzie Mitchell catching up to Timothy Thatcher, who says he wants to be a tag champ, but should have just been Riddle, knocks him out, and he taps him out. Instead, it's game shows, flip-flop flipping, and then Riddle comes in all pissed off, wanting an answer, and then they start the brawl and they're pulled apart, which eventually would lead, because there was a segment later on where Riddle was on an iPad with Regal, where it led to the main event match be between these two former tag team partners, Thatcher and Riddle. So we'll have to wait and see, of course, how the match goes, or what's next for them. But so that happened. We then had Tegan Nox take on Indy Hartwell, and she won. Afterwards, though, we see a video segment from the aftermath from last week's women's title match with Charlotte Flair and Io Shirai. We get a promo from Rhea Ripley, how she hasn't been able to rest since WrestleMania, thinking about coming up short against Charlotte Flair. Io Shirai had her chance last week and couldn't get the job done. So now it's her turn again. And if Io doesn't like it, she'll have to beat it into her. Because when it comes to her and Charlotte, as a stupid old man once said, they've only just begun. And then, of course, that's when we see Riddle Skyping with Regal, and Regal makes the match between him and Thatcher for that night, but then Thatcher would attack Riddle, and then, of course, is Riddle going to be able to go tonight, whatnot. Of course, then I think that's lead to next week. We're going to have a match between Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai. Looks like we're going to be in a triple threat match at TakeOver in Your House with Charlotte, Rhea, and Io. Maybe Rhea wins the title back there by pinning Io. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Jake Atlas took on Tony Nese. Atlas, of course, needs a win to hopefully end up in a tie with with whoever wins between Maverick and Kushida in Group A. Tony Nese has nothing to win. He's already eliminated, 0-2. And it becomes 0-3. Not a bad, fast-paced, hard-hitting match for a heavyweight cruiserweight, pretty much. But Jake Atlas gets the win. He's now 2-1, and Nese is 0-3. Then we see Undisputed Era having a Zoom FaceTime on Zoom. Video chat on Zoom, whatever we'll call it. Adam Cole is talking about his successful title defense last week. Kyle O'Reilly has been off work, working on the movie with the greatest actor in the world, Daniel Day DeVito. And Cole brags about embarrassing Velveteen Dream. And they wonder what's up with Dexter Lumis. One of them should be taken care of. They all agreed it should be Roderick Strong. They vowed to get the prophecy back on track, and they do their hand signals and say it's undisputed. So I have no clue what's going to happen for the next pay-per-view again with Adam Cole. I'm not sure if they're going to give him a match with Dream again, since obviously Adam Cole's been, beat Dream with the help of outside interference. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Dream since he had those allegations against him recently that last I knew, he was still fighting those. So we'll see, but I'm not too sure. But then speaking of a future main eventer, we have Karrion Kross and Scarlett get a video set to Jim Morrison's The Doors, The End. Kross then waxes philosophic while his lady walks behind him. Tommaso Ciampa was the first, but he won't be the last. Fall and pray. Then we get another video package on Dakota Kai. She talks about how she was an afterthought during her rehab, thought often how to stop she had to stop so the camera could film Tegan Nox. She puts over Raquel Gonzalez as a powerhouse, says she's the only one she can trust. Gonzalez says they both know what it's like to be outcasts. This is the hurt business, and they're going to hurt a whole lot of people. Honestly, since the tag titles now on baby faces, why not give the Kai and Gonzalez a run with the tag titles? I don't see Dakota Kai fighting for the NXT Women's Championship yet, but why not give her and Gonzalez the run with the tag titles? I'd be okay with that. Who else is going to really take the women's tag titles right now off of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross? Seriously, I'm cool with it. But we'll see. So we got that, and then we have Mackenzie Mitchell interviewing Isaiah Swerve Scott about his match against Jack Gallagher, saying it's win or go home for him tonight, and he says it'll take confidence to survive. He has plenty of that. If he was faced with going winless in a tournament like his opponent, he quit wrestling. He leaves to go defend his house. Then we have DX. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Road Dogg backstage at the monitors. Triple H says it's 25 years since the first ever In Your House pay-per-view. And then Road Dogg is making a joke about his match at the show and then tries to bring up Hunter's match there, but the game switches to the news. NXT is bringing it back. On Sunday, June 7th, the next NXT TakeOver show will be NXT TakeOver In Your House. So we'll see how it goes. Of course, we had a lot of matches. I thought that was definitely set up for this show. Of course, we're probably teasing the triple threat with Rhea, Io, and Charlotte. Again, still have no clue what's going on with the tag titles or the NXT Championship. I'll think of something, though, for those if I do include them on the show. There's other matches teased as well, including what happened in this next match. Finn Balor was taking on Cameron Grimes. Now, my question is Finn Balor a babyface again? Because he's been, ever since he finished his feud with Johnny Gargano, he's been doing nothing but having matches against heels. Grimes, he was in a feud with Walter before that got kind of put on hold, and now who are set up for him to fight next. So, not a bad match with Balor and Grimes, but the kicker of this match was whenever Damian Priest came out from the stage. And then Finn flattens him with a forearm, but then Damian Priest, though, catches him and hits the kneecaps with his nightstick. And then Balor stumbles, and then Grimes hits the cave-in on him, and Cameron Grimes gets the victory. I think this is the first time he's had a victory since he lost to Keith Lee in a North American Championship match several weeks ago. But afterwards, though, Damian Priest was not done. He slides in with a chair and hits the Reckoning on it. Then he sets the chair across Balor's throat and sits on it. And he says if he wants to live forever, he had to take out the Prince. He just didn't think he'd enjoy it as much as he did tonight and 3 weeks ago. Mystery solved. Damian Priest was the one who attacked Finn Balor 3 weeks ago when he was supposed to have that match with Velveteen Dream. But again, I said, it's definitely a little confusing. Because again, isn't Balor supposed to be a heel? Yeah, he's been doing nothing but feuding with heels ever since his feud with Gargano ended. You know what I mean? It's still a little confusing there, but okay, it should be a good match. We'll wait and see what happens with it. Maybe we'll get that In Your House as well, so who knows? So that'll happen there. Next match in the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament, Isaiah Swerve Scott took on Gentleman Jack Gallagher. And although Gallagher was pretty much done, he wins this match after Tony Nese basically, beat down on Scott before the match and costed him his chance to basically get another win. Because Gallagher got the win here, but yet now it's they're both out of it. It's what was the point of that happening if, one was still in it and one wasn't? Tells a story, but, it's a little weird now with some of these round robin matches. Why should the wrestlers care that are in the matches if they're not gonna get anything out of it? Weird. Kaden Carter then defeated Aaliyah, who looked like she was trying out for the Robert Stone brand, but didn't work out. She lost. Then we had a segment with Dinner Time with the Garganos. Johnny was bragging about how much they've done since they promised what they were going to do at their last dinner. They're talking about what they did to Dijakovic last week, and what Candice did to Casey Catanzaro recently as well. He also says they also are talking about Keith Lee and Mia Yim. She then complains about how Mia got a shot against Charlotte Flair despite always coming up short. When she was stuck dealing with Casey, she's out to show Yim though what happens to people who don't earn their shots. That leads to Johnny talking about the company Mia keeps, the guy who tells us they should bask in his glory, which of course Mia Yim and Keith Lee are a real life couple. But Johnny talks about how the NXT universe will turn on him like they did to him, and how Keith isn't strong enough to deal with that. So it looks like we're getting some type of feud with them, and probably having Lee and Keith Lee and Gargano fighting for North American Championship at In Your House. Works for me. I'll get into that, of course, further down the line because I'm kind of limited on time here. And then we have our main event, Riddle versus Thatcher. A nice technical wrestling match, of course. Just having more of the heel side come out for Timothy Thatcher, which I'll be doing a turn alert for later on. And Riddle won, though, by a roll-up, but then afterwards, Thatcher attacks him. And that's how we end the show. And that's going to do it. I hate to rush off, guys, but I have to go do something right now at 4 o'clock. But I'll give NXT a B this week. Give it a B. Good show. Good show, not the best show, but it was still a pretty good show. And of course, I'm excited for In Your House, and we'll see what's coming in the coming weeks. Now, we'll make a predicted match card for In Your House and for Backlash, so stay tuned for those. Make sure also I will gonna do a SmackDown review tonight. After I watch the highlights, I will also do the next part of my Harry Potter Let's Play for Goblet of Fire. We have 3 more videos left for that. So, guys, as always, stay tuned for more to come. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. And with that, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you all later. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out, everybody.